Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the first episode of Oval and Out, a new podcast that you'll be getting at the close of play of every county championship day at the Kia Oval. My name's Jon Surtees, I'm here with Adam Collins. Let's do the numbers. Surrey lost the toss and batted. They were bowled out for 253. Hampshire, end of the day, 55 for 1. Dom Sibley got exactly 100, carried his bat throughout the innings. Brad Wheel led the Hampshire attack, 4 for 65. Colo, how about the day?
What a day. I mean, you rock up here and you're conditioned to watching Surrey bowl first in recent seasons, but you invited to bat first. It was a different kind of challenge, 2 for 18 at one stage, or 18 for 2, depending on where you went to school. 122 for 4, not long before lunch, and it did require a bit of a patch-up job, and Ryan Patel put on an important 68-run stand with the aforementioned Dom Sibley, who was outstanding, getting them the batting point, getting them beyond 250 and even 100, carrying his bat. But then Hampshire have ended today splendidly. They're 55 for 1, and they will think going into day 2, which is typically the best day to bat here in recent seasons, that they've put themselves into a very strong position.
I was just talking to one of the great brains of the club who hangs around on the outfield here after the play, waiting for one of the players. I said it was a day of eras. You know, it started off with the era of Hampshire hitting the ground hard. Then it came the era of Jamie Smith scoring quickly. You know, it had a very sort of distinct phases of play, I suppose you would say.
And what you're trying to tell me is you're a massive Taylor Swift fan, and I get that, John. We get it, Serge. You saw Taylor Swift last year, but
A great evening.
But no, I agree. It was shifts and spurts. I actually think Hampshire's most important passage of play today won't be the most flashy. It was keeping Surrey to 2 and over in the middle stretch. They only picked up 2 wickets between lunch and tea, but they never let them apply any pressure the other way. So Surrey did quite a good job absorbing pressure, but they weren't able to transfer it back. So wickets either side of the short break, and a clump of them, meant that Hampshire were in a position to push home their advantage, and that's the beauty of 4-day cricket.
And just take us into that final session. Surrey bowled out 253, decent chunk of overs still to bowl, only the 1 wicket, but a few good opportunities.
Yeah, look, I feel the way that Surrey bowled, they'll reflect on that and they'll say that they've been better at the start of an innings. They've been more consistent. It did trail away in the last 20 minutes or so, but they did create a couple of opportunities too. We saw Stoneman dropped in the cordon late in the day. You know, 40 or 45 for 2 feels a lot different to 55 for 1 in a situation like this. And there was a massive shout for league before late in the day as well when Stoneman didn't offer a shot. Fisher was convinced, he was pleading, but he was denied by umpire Saggers. So, again, it's not all lost. Of course, they come back tomorrow. They're still well ahead in the game, posting 253 in terms of the sheer runs component. But it's unusual for Surrey to come back on the second day of games here at the Oval in recent years, certainly through their three-peat, and not already have their foot on the throat. So, nicely positioned.
Right, next section of the podcast, you're going to get this every night now. We're going to ask the same 5 questions. So, the first question, Colo, moment of the day for you.
Dom Sibley raising his century, 23rd in first-class cricket, 7th for Surrey, 3rd here at the Kia Oval. It's an example of the way, if you want to occupy time, he was 65 from 65 overs at one point, but that mattered not a jot. It was the fact that he was still there. It's the 5th or 6th time he's carried his bat in first-class cricket. No one's done it as often as that in county championship fare since Boycott, which tells a bit of a story about the way in which Sibley can bat through really tough passages. Now, it never got that relentless today. It wasn't as though there was a major collapse or anything quite like it, but what you saw with Sibley is a guy who can almost shut out all the external variables and focus on his own game. And he's got his game down to a relatively fine art as well. He's not too dissimilar to the former England opener, Alistair Cook. He plays a handful of shots, plays them well, plays within himself, and invariably does something that can be added to the story for Surrey. He made 840 runs last year, which went almost under the radar. He was crucial to Surrey completing the three-peat, and what a way to bring up 3 figures, batting with the number 11 Dan Worrell, having that batting point on the line as well. It was a really exciting passage of play.
Let's speed up with this one. You've already talked a bit about Dom Sibley there, but your player of the day.
Okay, let's go Brad Wheel. Picked up a 4 for last week, which was the first time he picked up 4 wickets in a Hampshire innings for, I think it was 4 years, and does it again. So really pleased to see a guy who's had that international experience with Scotland, often not in Hampshire's first 11, seizing the opportunity at the start of the season with a bit of a reshuffled bowling group.
Good on you, Brad Wheel. Colo, what brought you joy today, mate?
How about the crowd? More than 5 5,300 people here at Keir Oval.
5,639.
Beautiful set of numbers. There was that record crowd against Essex last year, wasn't there?
That's right. In the County Championship at that Red Bull Festival of Cricket, I think that record's getting broken, mate. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. I think we're getting another big crowd. I think that record's going.
Yeah, and just everything was right, wasn't it? Day one of the season. It reminded me of 2017 out here when Mark Stoneman was playing for the other team and he rattled off a big 100. It was like that, glorious conditions, and watching the new SSE stand packed with fans in the pavilion too. That's exactly what you want to see in April.
Brilliant. Shout out to SSE Energy Solutions. Colin, give us something to talk about.
Hampshire, real deal. Well, they'll show whether they are or not tomorrow. They've finished second and third consistently over the last 5 years. They finished in second spot last year. Often teams have come to the Oval and had a good session or a good hour. Can they back it up and have 2 good days in a row? If they can, they'll be in a super strong position. They're going to have to bat the whole of tomorrow for it to be considered that. And if they can, well, I think that most judges around the country will say they are truly one of the teams to beat in 2025. They've got their destiny in their own hands.
First of all, a massive plug before the final question. You can watch a whole day's play tomorrow. You can watch a whole day's play in every Surrey game this season live on the Surrey YouTube channel. It's on the Surrey website, keiroval.com, all over social media. Get tuned in. Colo, final question. Why should I tune in tomorrow?
Because Surrey haven't got the foot to the throat. That's what it boils down to. How often have we rocked up here on day 2, Surts, and Surrey have taken all 10 wickets and they're sort of 70 for 1 at the close, and it seems like a formality that they'll do as they please on day 2. Different story. Seeing a team that's won the comp 3 times in a row with all the players and resources that Surrey enjoy, having to rock up tomorrow and do it tough, that's going to be fun. They've got a terrific bowling lineup. They've got 9 wickets to take, and if they can do it inside 2 sessions, the game will be, well, in all probability, they'll have a first innings lead. So that'll be something to watch for.
I'll tell you what, if you can't get down in person tomorrow, but if you can get down in person tomorrow, do it. The weather's going to be amazing. The Keir Oval is looking an absolute picture. It's going to be a beautiful day's cricket. If you can't get down in person, every ball live on YouTube. Get tuned in. Surrey, Hampshire, day 2, over and out.